Hey everyone, it's Sunday, it's a week till Christmas. I uploaded those videos probably a bit later than Friday. I record them before Friday, but Friday's been and gone and I've uploaded them. So many apologies for the confusion. So I have had my appointment with the MS nurse 2 days ago. I thought I'd just pop on, say hi, let you guys know sort of how it went, really. Because I know a lot of people are curious and asking, they want updates and stuff, and that's not a problem at all. And I apologise for the weird lighting. I've got my living room light on, I've also got the curtain open. It's currently chucking it down with rain outside, but hey, it's warmer. Not that you'd know it, because I'm in a massive oversized jumper. And Godric, bless him, has been poorly. Again, bloody flu of all things. Let me just shut this curtain, let's just see if it'll stop the yellow and red. Because it keeps changing. There we go. Yeah, normal colour. Awesome. Yeah, so Godric's not been well since yesterday morning. He woke up with just feeling quite groggy and just not wanting to leave my bed, really. High temperature. His temperature hit 39.8 last night. Yay. So, and he's poorly because he's literally just been bedbound since like yesterday morning. He's a bit more with it and he's like laughing and chatting to the TV and stuff now, but yeah, bless him. So Godric is here. He shouldn't be in and out. I'm in the living room, as you can clearly tell, because of the the weird pinky tinsel background. But I thought I'd just like I say, pop on, say hi. So if you're after anything crafty, many apologies. There's nothing crafty today. It's just a catch up, hi, chit chat kind of video. And hopefully I'll learn to slow down, not go 100 miles an hour talking. I've been told I've got to be mindful of that. So, yeah, so Friday I had my first appointment with the MS nurse, and apart from it took 3 hours. So I did miss the Christmas fair, so I was in trouble with Godric already. Whoops. KFC is a cure-all for things like that, thankfully. Yeah, so her name was Claire. Really, really, really nice. Not patronising, nothing at all. Listened to, excuse me, listened to everything I had to say, and literally from head to toe, just asking me like about all the problems I've been having, all the issues I've been having. And it turns out I've got another issue that I didn't know about. So that's all fun. So on top of everything else, I now have what we call nystagmus. So I've actually got involuntary eye movement in my right eye, but given I've got a lesion on the optic nerve, kind of makes sense. But that would also explain why I've been feeling dizzy and like my world is spinning and like I want to puke. Hasn't happened for a few weeks now, but when she did it, I actually did feel a bit oof. But anyway, so yeah, 3 hours talking about everything. The good news is I did find out in my MRI results I've got nothing on my spine, so yay! If I could jump up and down and cheer and have 6,000 drinks to celebrate, I would, but obviously I can't. So that's the best news. So because there's nothing on my spine, that makes my prognosis a hell of a lot better. In the long run, excuse me, as currently is in the short run. So my lesion count is 4, which for people with MS is very, very small. So that's even better. So it looks like we've caught it like at the very start of it, which is even better. So I am going to be put on a disease modifying drug, disease modifying therapy, however you want to call it. And I've made the decision as well what to go on. Because I've got nothing on my spine, the Ocrevus option has been taken off the table because me and my mum were really quite dreading figuring out how to sort of work it with Godric, because obviously if I potentially have to be hospitalised and in hospital for about 4 to 6 hours, having this drip and everything else put in my body, how would he react, and would I be really on my backside poorly for a week or so? But that's not an option now, which is great, so that's gone. So the option I have decided to go for is a drug called Kesimpta, which is basically the same as Ocrevus, except it is a injection. So it'll be once a week for the first 3 weeks, and I'll miss a week, but then it'll be every month after that. And that I can do at home. I don't have to go to, apart from the first one, which I have to have done at the hospital, I can do it at home. which is easy enough. It only takes less than a minute to do. It's like, it does it all itself. You just press down, and it's a very smart thing. It's also very expensive. Apparently, for one of these injections in the UK, it will cost the NHS about 1,500. So cheap. And it's also not long been given on the NHS. They only approved this drug last year, so it's like the newest one. But it works the same way as Ocrevus does, so it will make me immunosuppressed, I suppose. It'll be killing off my B cells, which I think is what causes the attack. But anyway, but at least it's the same treatment as the Ocrevus, but I can have it at home. From what I've been told by other people with MS and everyone else I've read, it's no worse than having a flu jab for about 24, 48 hours and you're fine. Which I can deal with. I can deal with feeling off at home rather than sick and having allergic reactions or anaphylaxis and going to hospital. So yeah, that's going to be, so that won't be starting for a while because I'll have to have bloods done at least 4 weeks before everything. But obviously, because it's Christmas and New Year, because I did say to her I'm not starting anything before my birthday, so that's what, 2 weeks to my birthday's 2 weeks tomorrow. Yay, fun. I'm not worried about turning 40 anymore. It really doesn't bother me. But obviously, because it's going to take more than a couple of weeks, I'm clear to not get completely inebriated over Christmas, but I will be having a beverage or 5. Because obviously I'm not really allowed to really drink much on this medication afterwards. But that's fine. I don't drink much now anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I'm also going to be referred to a physiotherapist, because where I live, it's one of the few places in the country that actually does have what they call a multidisciplinary team. So rather than having to be like a GP refer me for a physio or refer me for this, it's all under one roof, and they're all specifically trained to deal with MS management, which is fantastic. So I'm being referred to physio for my leg because I have got a bit of a wobble going on, and I can discuss what I can and can't do. Like, can I go back to the gym? Strange enough, I really got a craving to go back to the gym now, even though it's wet and horrible outside. But obviously I've got to be careful in what I can and can't do, because we can't push myself too far in that sense. I've also been referred to occupational health, so they'll be dealing with, like, obviously things like my speech being a bit off, or me forgetting the words, or me saying the wrong words, or me just completely freaking out and getting cross and frustrated because I can see the word in my head but it's not coming out of here. But they can also deal with things like fatigue management as well, which is another big bonus, because feeling like I'm being dosed up with like a sedative and then I'm asleep for 3 hours, it's not good. Apparently it is a type of fatigue. It's not physical fatigue, but because my brain's having to work a bit harder to compensate for things, it's my brain just going, nah, tired. But she'll be able to show me, or he, might be a he. See, I'm not intentionally being sexist now, just force of habit. But whoever it is can show me some techniques and other things. And the only other thing I'm going to be referred for, which I'm not looking forward to, but it's not the first time either. I'm going to be referred to what we call a continence specialist. Now, I'm not incontinent by any means. If anything, I'm the opposite problem. Because I have got a history of water infections and stuff stemming from when I was very little until literally April, when I was in hospital with renal colic. Another story for another time. It's just a double check everything is okay, and if I need help with anything like that, that can be sorted. So yeah, I'm going to be seeing a lot more specialists. Oh, and I've also been referred to another clinic to help me stop smoking properly. It seems to be I'm okay for a couple of weeks without cigarettes, but then I have this mental blip, freak out, get stressed, and then I'm just straight back on them. So I'm going to be going through this. A friend of mine who's just had a baby, Having a rough ride, but she has had the baby. She said she used them, and she apparently has been smoke-free for 227 days now. So feeling hopeful, because I have got to stop smoking. That is one of the conditions now. It's apparently certain, if I was going for a different drug, which I said no to because we've got a history of heart issues in our family, I would have to stop smoking, full stop. Obviously I've said no to that one, because the first thing she said was, if there's any history of heart disease or strokes or anything in my family, it's a bit of a no-no. Obviously I've got a history of heart issues on my mum side of the family onwards, and I didn't realise when I went in, my mum decided to tell me about 3 weeks later there was a history of people having strokes in 40s in the family, which apparently is why she was freaking out when I got sent, when they thought it was a stroke originally. They sent me to hospital, so that's a bit of a whoops. So no offence, whilst my heart, that I know from the ECG from the hospital, is working fine, the heart bit, leave that alone please. I can deal with feeling off, I just don't want anything else going wrong. So yeah, but it's really good. She was very, like I say, really nice, very, very chatty. She loved my yarn collection, loved the stuff I made. And she has ordered me to keep crocheting, which is quite funny. She's like, well, does it de-stress you? Yes. Does it make you relaxed? Yes. But right, prescription. First thing, just keep doing it. And obviously that'd be the other reason for physio, because I have said there's some days where I can do it and some days where it's almost like it feels unnatural to hold a crochet hook or a pair of knitted needles. Like, almost like when you start from the first time, you're like, how do I hold this? So that will help as well. But yeah, she thought it was amazing. That was quite crafty and stuff. And she said for me to keep that going forward. And I've said to her, well, as long as I can keep crocheting, because I think I would probably, I'm at that point now, even MS or not, I would lose my mind if I can't do it, because actually it is something I find relaxing, productive, even if I am just doing something stupid like, I don't know, winding a ball of yarn per se. Yeah, not really much else to say. So next step is, I've already said to them, with my choice, I'm supposed to do it tomorrow, but I've done it now because obviously Godric's not well, so I've got to wait about 4 weeks. So nothing's going to happen between 4 weeks time. Then I'll have to be called into, excuse me, pardon me, too many Christmas chocolates already, after 8. So I've got to have some blood tests done, so the usual blood test, but I've also got to be screened for Hep B, because apparently if you've had Hep B or something, this drug's a no-no. To my knowledge, I haven't, but then I don't think I had MS a year ago, so who knows. And obviously they're going to have to check other things, but if the bloods work out fine, then I will be put on this drug. So it won't cost me anything, which is fantastic, because although it wouldn't have bothered me, I won't have to pay a prescription for it. But what it'll be, rather than me going to a local pharmacy, because it's a hospital drug, the hospital will actually come and deliver it to my door. I don't know how often, but she said the hospital will do the prescription, they'll come and deliver it. They'll show me how to do it in the hospital, like with a dummy pen, and I'll have my first dose there, just to make sure I don't have any allergic reactions, because, you know, better to be at the hospital if you're going to have an allergic reaction than home, right? And then that'll be it. So apprehensive, but I am looking forward to it. But yeah, it's trying to do an injection once a month is going to be an easier adjustment than having to go to the hospital and organise childcare and school and stuff every 6 months. And like I say, the drug does the same thing. So I think I might be buying a lot of yarn just to make sure. I know I've bought a load, but like I say, I've already decided once Christmas is done, normally every year we have, because Godric's got this thing about having the tree up on the first day of Advent. I don't know why. He tells me the tree goes up, I'm just like, okay. But normally ours comes down on Boxing Day, call us Grinches, but I think because of the autism, Christmas is done then, it's like it's a finished thing, so there's no need to have the tree up. So I don't normally argue, because by that point the tree's been up since like the end of November, so it's been up 4 weeks now. So it'll be the tree comes down, I'll have my pink box with all my UFOs back where it is, and then yeah, sort of focus on those a little bit, and it'll be good, fingers crossed. So yeah, the plan for the next 6-7 weeks is have a couple of drinks, don't get too piddled, enjoy myself, because obviously this will be the last Christmas, New Year, birthday, where, not saying I'm going to be, like I say, I'm not planning on being stupid, but I can relax a bit and sort of have a bit more of normalcy, not just for me, but for Godric as well. I think it's really important for him to try and keep things as normal as possible. He knows I'm going to be starting a medication to help the brain, as I put it. He's trying to explain what MS is to an autistic 9-year-old who looks too deep into everything. Is not something I'm not ready for that yet. Although there are books and stuff we can get for him because he's so highly intelligent. So as far as he's concerned, Mummy's going to have medicine to stop my brain being funny, which technically is true, sort of. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy ourselves for the next few weeks. Hopefully be able to see my friends on my 40th. It's a bit of a pain now because we had planned to go out on my 40th. We'd planned to go to like a local retro arcade down the road, but my birthday's fallen on bank holiday next year. So because obviously Christmas Day is a Sunday, Boxing Day is a Monday, so of course to replace that missing bank holiday, my birthday is a bank holiday. So hopefully we can do something on the 3rd, or if not, I can have a couple of friends around here and we'll just hang out, chill, have a couple of beverages. Not going to go too wild because some of the kids are back in school the next day. Godric's not back in until I think it's the 5th or 6th of January, so he's actually got a few days, so that'd be good. And just mellow out and plod on with life, in this new life. But I am confident. I'm confident in the choices I've made. I've also made some other decisions in the back of my head, not relating to my health, when I'm more than happy with that. So the people in my life that need to know what's going on intimately know, and everything else, or anyone else is just going to be like, right, do you know what? I don't want you on this journey. Go away. And I've already said that to about 3 people already. One of them being my supposed best friend. Not heard from him for a while, so sod it, why not? And a couple of guys that seem to keep creeping back at those annoying times of my life, and I'm just like, I'm done with you. I've got better things to focus on now. But yeah, so it's all good. Anyway, I just thought I'd fill you guys in. So that's what's going on with me. So as of now, I have officially been diagnosed with what they call relapse and remitting, so multiple sclerosis. So yes, it is the most common form. The scans did show it's not active at the minute, so there's nothing lit up, so that's good. So my brain's currently not damaging itself. It's damaged, but it's not damaged. There's no active inflammation at the minute, so that's good. So in theory, I am in complete remission. Let's hope it stays like that for another 3 or 4 years, and this medicine should stop all that getting worse. I've got to be hopeful because my year's been an absolutely wild manic one at the minute. Anyway, I'm going to go. So if I don't pop on beforehand, happy Hanukkah, by the way, to everyone who's Jewish today. I believe it's Hanukkah. I do apologise if I'm wrong. Or if not, Merry Christmas, Happy Winter Solstice, Yule. I'm sure there's other holidays, applicable holiday for whatever religious belief, personal belief system you have, and I will speak to you all hopefully very soon. So have fun everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.